Hi everyone, this is RJ Stansberry, and I want to welcome you to this little screencast on how to navigate the Boy Scouts of America online training system through the my.scouting.org website. If you are a new leader or a parent who's interested in being involved in your Scouts unit, whether it's a pack or a troop or a crew or whatever it might be, this is the place that you'll need to go in order to get the training that you'll need in order to register for a position in your unit. So it's a place that you want to be somewhat familiar with. The first thing that you need to do is to go to the my.scouting.org website, and from this page you'll likely be creating a new account, particularly if you're new to this. Now, if you've done training in the past, it's important that you not create a second account, and so you should do a password reset if you need to in order to access this site. But if you're new to this, you'll need to create an account. You'll get to a page that looks a little bit like this, where you fill out all of the basic information and set up your new account. When you do, you'll come to a page that'll look a little bit like this. This is my personal account set up with my credentials. One of the first things you'll want to do, particularly if you're new to this or if this is a new account, is to go to the menu item here, to scroll down to where it says Legacy Web Tools, and from there you'll want to scroll down to where it says Manage Member ID. So you'll come to a page that looks like this. If this is the first time you've created a my.scouting.org account, this is the place where you may want to come in here and update your membership ID. So for example, if you are a Tiger parent or a Lion parent and you have already registered your Scout and yourself, you'll already have a BSA ID. So you want to come in and plug that BSA ID into this membership ID number and select your council so that it has the correct information in it. Otherwise, you'll end up with two different accounts and have to merge it, and it's kind of a pain. So if you can, make sure that you have your BSA number. You can find this from your local council, from your committee chair, from Scoutmaster, Cubmaster, somebody that's in the unit. They should be able to retrieve this for you so that you can plug in the correct membership ID. If you go through this system and set up a training and do the training, and later find that you have an existing BSA number, you can always come back in and fix that. But I just want to say right up from the front here, you want to make sure that you have the correct BSA number and your council selected so that your unit can see you and the training that you do. Once you do that, you can go back to your main menu, the home page for your account. Click on the menu, and then from here you can go to My Dashboard. And the My Dashboard page looks something like this. And from here you can get the youth protection training, which is something that all leaders are required to have. The youth protection training is good for 2 years. So every 2 years you need to go in and retake this course. And you can take the course simply by clicking on the link below here and walking through all of the videos and whatnot that are associated with it. If you're a new leader, you're probably also going to need some leader-specific training. And to get to that, you would click on the Training Center here. And from the Training Center, you can see all of the various categories under the BSA, Cub Scouting, Scouts BSA, Venturing, etc. And so if you're a charter org rep, or if you're a committee member, or a Scoutmaster, or a Cubmaster, or a den leader, or whatever it might be, this is the place where you would come to do those trainings. So let's say, for example, that you are a PAC committee member, a new leader in a PAC committee, and you need to do the PAC committee training. So in order to do that, you would come in here and click on the Cub Scouting section. And when you do that, you scroll down here and you'd see a couple of training modules, a couple of training plans. And over here to the right is the PAC committee chair training or the pack committee member training, depending on what position you're going to be in. You might also notice here too is the den leader training and cub master training. So those would be the things that you would do. And you'd simply add the plan like this, and you would go through the various videos and whatnot that would be associated with this particular training module. And so from here, you'd see the various modules that you'd need to take, and you'd go in and you'd simply do those. You can click on the details below here and just work your way through the course. So that'd be how to navigate that system. Now, let's say, for example, you are a charter org representative in a pack or in a troop or a crew, and you need charter org specific training. Something like that you would find down here in the position specific training. So you could click on that. And here, for example, if you're a chaplain, you'd take this course, or a commissioner, or a new member coordinator. Here's the one that is most often used here, the charter organization representative. And so you can click on that and you can see the course. You can add this as a plan to your training, and you can again work through all of the various modules that are associated with charter organization representation training. Going back to the dashboard and to the training center, let's say, for example, you are in a troop, a scout troop. So you can click on the Scouts BSA, and in that section you would find the various modules, for example, Scoutmaster training, or troop committee training, or merit badge counselor training. All of these things would be easily accessible from here. And once again, you can click Add Plan, and then simply click on the training for that particular leadership position, and you can start your way through this. You just click on the first module, and it would give you a number of different things that you'd need to go through. In this case, you'd have 6 elements for this particular one that you'd need to go through, and you'd launch the course, and you'd work your way through each one of these different modules. If you're unsure about the requirements that are needed for the position that you're interested in helping with, you can go to the requirements section here and find out which modules and which courses that you need to take in order to be considered trained for that particular position. So this is where you can get all of that information and find out exactly what you need to take. The other thing that I would recommend is when you finish with a module or with a particular course, you'll be given the opportunity to print a certificate. Let me show you an example of what that looks like. So here is the hazardous weather training, and this is what a certificate would look like. So it'd be something like this. And I strongly recommend that you either print one of these or you take a screenshot of it, create a PDF, whatever it might be, just so that you have this certificate. The certificate would be good for you, and it would also be good for your unit in order to demonstrate that you've actually taken this particular course. So once again, from the dashboard of my.scouting.org, you can access youth protection training. You can access the training center, which will give you access to virtually every training course that the BSA offers. You can get the requirements that are needed for your particular position, and you can also get the completions that you've done where you can print certificates. You'll find that just about every leadership position in the BSA offers an online training module. The only exception to that is the course called Introduction to Outdoor Leadership Skills, IOLS, which is required for Scoutmaster training. Now, the Scoutmaster specific training is available online through Scouts BSA here in this section. But one of the other modules that you need to take in order to get your Scoutmaster training is IOLS. that course is currently not available online. But everything else in the BSA, in Cub Scouting, Boy Scouts or Scouts BSA, Venturing, Sea Scouts, everything that you can think of is all available online. So this is a great place to come and to get the training that you need so that you can register for whatever position or positions that you're interested in helping out in your child's unit. Now, online training is not the only place where you can receive training in the BSA. There are face-to-face opportunities for training that are available to you either at roundtables, or sometimes your council or your district will hold days of training. You can find training also at events like the University of Scouting that's available in a number of different councils around the country. But the online training is a really good way to get a standardized training for any of these positions, and I'd highly recommend that you consider doing that, even if you end up attending a face-to-face training at some point later in the future. So I hope this helps you to navigate this my.scouting.org website so that you can get your training and get up and running in your leadership position as soon as possible. We really appreciate your willingness to volunteer, and we want to make this as easy as possible to get your training and get all the things that you need, the resources that you need in order to be an effective leader in your unit. If you have any questions or anything like that, please leave those in the comment sections below, and I'll be happy to help out in any way I can. Thanks for listening, and happy scouting to all of you.